3 of my YouTube subscribers, I decided I'd throw a video together and see how it goes, just for the sake of playing with my new camera that my wife and I got for our wedding. And just to show off a couple cars for some buddies of mine who are floating around YouTube doing these diecast car videos, such as T-Brin and Ellie Diecast and Ghost Jerker or Soldier for the Lord. So, you know, maybe they'll see it, maybe not, and it's whatever. I'm just kind of doing this for fun and to see how it all goes. So this is a purely experimental video, my first one where I'm really trying anything. Kind of ripping off Ellie Diecast's format here, but sorry buddy. You know, I just figured this would be the easiest thing. I'm doing this on my crappy pitted out kitchen table, which I do. I'm a chef, so I do a little bit of cooking at home, so you know, this is kind of beat up, but you know, so we'll give this all a shot and see how it goes. My wife and I went out this afternoon to a few stores, and I'll save the first store that we hit for last, because that's definitely the best one. But so the second store we hit, it was we decided to hit Dollar General and see what they had going on. So the first one I picked up is this wheel loader. It's a pretty sweet looking car, well, vehicle. Sorry about the glare. Like I said, I'm doing this on my kitchen table, so it's and I got one of Jessica's hairs here. There you go. So yeah, the wheel loader's pretty sweet. I don't think I'd seen this one yet this year. It's not, you know, this isn't the easiest place in the world to find just loads and loads of Hot Wheels cars, because it's a pretty busy area, and there's a huge amount of collectors out there who are just grabbing stuff up. I found this 2010 Toyota Tundra, which is pretty nice. I dig the graphics on it. Tampos, sorry, to all you hardcore guys who are going to be screaming at your computer screen. Picked up, I haven't seen this one yet before, and I was really looking for it. And see if it focuses. There it is. These TV series Batmobile from the old Adam West TV series, which was my favorite version of Batman ever. I used to watch it when I was a kid. So I've been looking out for this car, and I haven't seen it yet. And I just happened across it at Dollar General, which is pretty sweet. And also grabbed this awesome looking 71 Mustang funny car at that same Dollar General. I'm not a big Mustang fan. My wife had one when I first met her. It was a 95, I think, Mustang convertible with a 6-cylinder. It was a nice car to drive and whatever, but like I'm not, you know, crazy into Mustangs, except, you know, I like older muscle and pony cars and so forth. So this one's pretty sweet, and I'm a sucker for funny cars, anything drag racing, because my dad, well, both of my parents, we all used to go to NHRA events every once in a while, once a year for a few years, and it was great time, but like some of my best childhood memories. So yeah, I'm a big sucker for that kind of stuff. So then we went, well, the third store we hit today was a Kmart, and they didn't really have too much going on, stuff that I've seen before, but I did pick up this 56 Buick Century police car, which is pretty sweet. Reminds me a little bit of the, well, it's a little prior to Andy Griffith's show, but reminds me of the Andy Griffith show police car for some reason. Hadn't seen this one yet until today. Grabbed this blue fast bed hauler, which I also hadn't seen yet this year, or else I would have grabbed it. I should probably just stop saying that. I already have the red fast bed hauler, but here's the thing with this car, and the thing that irks me the most about it is that, see, I have the red one right here. I dig the car, I like the design, you know, it's pretty sweet vehicle, if you think about it. And I like how this thing slides down so you can like drive vehicles up onto it and whatever. But the big thing about it is that it's too short for, I mean, this is a pretty long car, but I mean, just for say an average car, that's a pretty average size car, it's too short to fit. So really what you have to do is, if you're going to display it, and that's the reason why I buy these things particularly, is just for displaying them, you gotta like slide it back, and you know, it doesn't look great. So you gotta use, I mean, even this thing, the rip rod, it's a pretty short vehicle. It almost fits. You know, it's like, it's not sitting in the grooves, but it's on there. So you got to use like a little short car. Like right here is my wife's cliffhanger. She likes Matchbox more than I do, and I like Hot Wheels more than she does. But it's always fun to go looking for cars with her, and it's sweet that I have a wife that's, you know, can get into stuff like that. So you need like a little short vehicle, or this Papa Wheelie, I think looks pretty nice on it. So I mean, I can settle for something like that sitting on my shelf, but you know, I would really love to throw, you know, something like this, which is an awesome casting and like really sweet tampo work on it, you know, like something like that I would most like to see on my shelf. And like backsliders, the backslider has zero problem with this whatsoever, you know. Backslider can even fit, this is a long car with a huge back end that hangs out forever, right? This thing fits on there if you stick it backwards with the long end in the front, you know. I mean, you can fit it on the opposite way too, rolling away from me, and like it hangs off the back, but I mean, no problem for the longer cars. So anyway, back to showing you what I picked up. And the last thing that I got there at Kmart was I picked up, I've seen this one a million times, and I finally bit the bullet and picked it up, the What a Drag Hot Wheels Boulevard Series with real rider tires, metal on metal, which is pretty sweet. I picked this one up. It's based on the BMW Isetta 300, which, in my opinion, is one of the coolest cars ever made. Even though it's, you know, a little tiny death trap on wheels, but it's such a nice car. You might remember, like, Steve Urkel drove one on Family Matters, was it? That was kind of similar to this, but without the giant drag back end and the cool wing and single back tire. A lot of people think that they only had one single back tire, and I think some of the earlier versions did, but most of them had four wheels. They were just really close together in the back end. But still, awesome casting. So, you know, I picked that one up. I was okay with spending the $4 or whatever it was. So then we come to the first place that I went to. And the story is that this is Dollar General that my wife's dad, my father-in-law, manages, and he sent me a text message earlier this week that was like, hey, I've got 2 display boxes of Hot Wheels cars, so do you want to come through and look at them? And I was like, heck yes I do. So I came down this afternoon and went through the boxes before we put them out for display. So this is what I picked up. It's a little bit of an older case. I found some G case cars and some H case cars in there. But yeah, this is what I picked up here. 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. Sorry I keep, you know, throwing it, you know, tilting the car to the side, but I'm trying to get rid of that glare from my kitchen lamp. That car is just really nice looking, and I like how, you know, how it's lifted in the front like that. It's very drag racy. I found 2 of these red DeLoreans. I would have just picked up one for myself, but I got a friend who's really into DeLoreans and the Back to the Future movies, so I'll make sure he gets one of them. I found this really cool Mustang coupe, 67 Ford Mustang coupe. Again, not a huge Mustang fan, but I am a big fan of bright green, so that's what kind of did it for me. Yeah, so I picked this one up, and one of my favorites, one I've been looking for a while, the USS Vengeance. I found two of these. I picked both of them up, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't? Because they're awesome, and you know, I can always find someone to give that to as a gift. So sweet, though. I just recently found the NCC 1701, I believe it is, from last year at Kmart. And anyway, so I found also this BMW R1200 GS motorcycle. I dig the motorcycles from Matchbox. I dig the motorcycles from all the companies. One thing I have to say about Matchbox is maybe it's just in my area or the stores that I'm going to or whatever, but like this corner, this side of the Matchbox package is always bent up every time I see Matchbox cars. And I don't know, I mean, it's just got to be something to do with the packaging, but anyway, yeah, so that's a pretty sweet motorcycle looking, police looking thing going on there. And finally found this Seagrave fire engine, also from Matchbox, which is really cool. I forgot to mention, he also had one case of Matchbox there, so I looked through it. Like I said, I'm not that into Matchbox unless I see something that I think's really cool. And you know, I dig that front end on old school trucks. That's what I love that. So gotta pick that up. And the big news, the one I'm saving for last, Twin Mill Super Treasure Hunt from the H case. Just chilling in there. There were no treasure hunts in there. I forgot that this was a super treasure hunt when I was looking through it, and my wife picked it up, and she went, this Twin Mill looks weird. And I was like, yeah, I figured the last one she had been looking at was the Twin Mill 3. So I figured, you know, I was just like, yeah, it's not a Twin Mill 3, that's why, you know. And turns out I pulled out my phone and I Googled real quick, and turns out here it is. It's the Super Treasure Hunt with real rider tires. Real rider tires. I'm having trouble saying that today. But really, really happy to have this one. This is my first Super Treasure Hunt I've ever found. First one I've ever owned. I don't do a lot of like buying on eBay. I do very occasionally, but you know, I try to avoid it if I can. So really happy to have found that one. There were no treasure hunts other than this, but you know, I'll take it. The card's a little bit bent up, but you know, I'm not going to complain about it. So I guess that's about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed my little makeshift experimental video, and you know, if you like it, let me know, and if not, you know, I don't have to keep doing this. This is just for kicks. And you know, I'll upload if I feel like it, whatever I feel like, because I don't have any set theme to this channel whatsoever, or any kind of time period for when I'm going to be uploading anything. So, you know, I'm just doing this for fun, just to play with my camera. So, anyway, I hope you guys all have a good one. Take care. Bye.